Hey there, everybody. If you have never seen me before, my name is Molly, and this is the Aether and Ash Spiritual Collective, where my whole goal is to help you bridge the gap between spiritual connection and genuine human connection. And usually that gap is the gap to yourself. Once you have a relationship with yourself, once you understand your energy, your subconscious, why you are built, how to work with it, it opens up an entire new world, truthfully. So what I wanted to talk about today was energy cords. What are energy cords? How do we create them? What do they mean? How may they appear for people? And what do we do with them? So when I talk about energy cords, these are the cords that are attaching you energetically to another person. This is simply through thought, through action, interaction, simply thinking about somebody and continuing to have thoughts that come after that will make a connection to that person, known as an energetic cord. This is why you may see people, you may even be the person who you know someone is going to reach out to you before they do. They pop into your head, and a couple seconds later, a minute later, they're calling you, they're texting you, they're sending you a message. That is you being able to pick up on that energetic cord that was created in your field, right? And we do this. When we send a text message, we create a cord. And when we meet someone, say out when we're just waving hello, that is creating a cord. Even when you get that weird person that you just give that weird glance to, you have created a cord. And so what happens, especially if we don't know this and we're not actively working on our energetic hygiene, right? We will walk around with thousands and thousands of these open cords. And for energetically sensitive people who are more awake to what they're experiencing energetically, this can be seen as high anxiety. Constantly feeling anxious without knowing why you're feeling anxious, not understanding the feelings that you're having and how they're just being automatically assumed as anxiety. With this too, it turns into you getting random bouts of sadness, random bouts of anger, random bouts of the giggles, and you're not sure where it's coming from. And most of the time, it's that reverb from a cord, especially if you're not interacting with the spirit world intentionally. So if you are someone who's ever been, say you're sitting at home, you're watching a funny TV show, right? And you're like, well, now all of a sudden I'm crying. Where is this coming from? That could be from an open cord with someone you interacted with who is now experiencing that, and you are getting the reverb. When I talk about these cords, and I also talk about energetic hygiene, to me, and in my experience and practice, energetic hygiene is just as important as washing your body, taking care of your skin, eating the right food, being on the right diet or, food plan that works for you. Energetic hygiene is the same way. This is how we regulate what is in our energy, who is in our field, what we're experiencing, the emotions that we're going through. In my perspective, we accept our emotions that get turned on as soon as we acknowledge the feeling. Once we accept that in our energy field, it is now switched on that emotion circuit. And depending on how you work with emotions, it could come out in a myriad of ways, right? So with this, sorry, I got some itch back here. So with that being said, what do we do with these cords, right? What are the things that we are able to work with? And one of the biggest ones that I tell people all the time is having open cords not only drains your energy, it has you trying to figure out where things are coming from. And for a lot of people, it leads to headaches that they can't get under control, that last for a couple of days. And they just assume it's this chronic stuff, when really what it is it's a chronic sensory overload to all of those cords that you are holding on to, right? And so when we talk about hygiene, this is about keeping track of what cords are open, cutting cords, connecting cords when needed, putting those broken cords where they need to go. And this is just one of the foundations of energetic hygiene. So say if I had, I'm at a store and I just had a very odd interaction with someone, say we got into an argument, okay? What I would do is after I leave that situation, I would automatically do this visualization to cut my cords. And what this looks like is I am going to imagine that I am staring at an energetic outline of my body. And off of this outline are coming all these types of cords, right? Some of them may look like rope sometimes, maybe they look different colors, maybe some are slimy, maybe some are really thick, maybe some are thin, maybe some are stringy and wispy. Whatever naturally comes to you as you see it, whether you feel it, whether you see it with your third eye, whatever it may be, use your intuition to see how that works for you. The way they may appear to me may not be the way they appear to you, just like the way that they feel for me may also not be the same way that they feel for you. So as you're imagining these cords, I want you to imagine that you are taking some kind of really sharp object. Could be a hatchet, could be a scythe, whatever feels right for you. And I want you to take that sharp object and cut through every single one of those cords that is hanging off of your body, okay? And once you have done that, I would like you to then take that sharp object and you are going to draw a line in the sand of this vision, right? That you are separating the broken cords hanging off of you and then the broken cords that are hanging off of everybody else. And once you have made that separation, making the statement that this is my energy and this is your energy, right? You are now going to take those cords that are broken and hanging off of you and you are going to reconnect them up to source, right? You are going to reconnect them up to source energy, whatever that means for you. And you are going to also set and make the intention that you are only to have these cords reconnected if it's for your greatest and highest good. That way, you're not walking around with open cords, broken cords, in whatever way that may be. It's unfortunate that this isn't something we're taught when we're taught about our body, when we're taught about our health care. These are not things that are mentioned to us. And then it ends up leaving people in a state of overwhelm, a state of disconnection, of keeping themselves small, of not going out into crowds, of not going to certain events because of the way it makes them feel. In learning to look at energetic cords, learning to understand what energetic cords look like for you, this is simply one way that you can start taking your power back and building this into a practice and a foundation that works for you, allowing you to be in control of your life and not letting that anxiety and overwhelm actually rule it for you. So if you are someone who is new to energy, I can't suggest enough to check out the Aether 101 series. It is available on Patreon and YouTube, and it gives you a basic foundation to grounding, shielding, cleansing, cutting your cords, calling your power back, so you can start to build that foundation in whatever way looks like for you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for today's segment about energy cords. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments.